This hour on Daybreak, some paraprofessionals with SPS are out of work for the rest of the year and are worried their paid leave could run out.
And pregnancy is supposed to be the happiest time of your life, right? Well, it's not that simple, especially not during a pandemic.
Also, Governor Mike Parson talks to us about the suffering tourism industry and more in Missouri. That's all coming up this morning for you on Daybreak.
Good morning and thanks for starting off your day with us. It is Wednesday, April 15th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano. Plenty to get to here over the course of the next hour for you, including another chilly start, Lauren. I
have a deck DIY project on my list that at least I've been holding out for a little more sunshine to pick a good day to do that.
Yeah, you have to, right?
We'll have the sunshine out there today, but these temperatures are just going to pretty slowly recover and rebound.
Okay, are we going to at least be a little bit warmer than yesterday?
We'll be warmer today than yesterday, still a little bit below average. We're starting out with another round of freeze warnings and frost advisories this morning, where these lows are in the low to middle 30s again, putting any cold, sensitive, or blooming plants at risk. These alerts go until 9 o'clock this morning. We've got the clear skies in Springfield. It's 32 degrees in Springfield on some southerly winds at 8 miles per hour. We've got some clear skies out there this morning, and that actually helps the heat escape even more out there. It's 32 degrees in Springfield, 36 degrees in Branson, and 33 to start in Harrison this morning. Winds are out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and this will help us kick that chill out of here finally by this afternoon. So dry roads through the day today. We'll have mostly sunny skies, temperatures trying to rebound. It'll still be a little bit cool if you have been working from home. You could go out in the patio. Temperatures will be warmer today than they were yesterday, but still cool in the upper 50s to about 60 degrees. A shower is possible, but most of us will stay dry. Will be warmer today, even warmer tomorrow. And then the warming trend stops on Friday as some chilly rain comes in. Details on that coming up in 10 minutes.
Now an update from Color 10 News on the coronavirus.
Another update for you this morning. In Greene County, there are 31 active cases. There have been 80 total confirmed. Now, of those 80, 21 have needed hospitalization. 8 patients have passed away from this. 41 confirmed positive cases have recovered from the virus here in the county.
In Arkansas, 11% of the state's total COVID-19 cases are in nursing homes. According to Arkansas Health Secretary Dr. Nate Smith, that includes both residents and workers. Active contact investigations are taking place at 28 nursing homes in Arkansas. Since the outbreak began in March, 93 nursing home residents and 71 workers have tested positive for COVID-19. 6 people from nursing homes have died.
The birth of a child can trigger powerful emotions, from excitement to anxiety, but can also result in depression at times. Nijah McDonald spoke to health experts and joins us this morning with ways to manage postpartum depression during a coronavirus outbreak. Nijah.
Well, good morning, Joe. Roughly 1 in 5 women will develop postpartum depression. However, experts say there are steps women can take to optimize their mental health and thrive in the face of COVID-19.
Adjusting to parenthood can be challenging enough under normal circumstances.
Breastfeeding is not easy. Feeding your infant, if you choose not to breastfeed with the bottle, that's not easy either.
Pediatrician Dr. Laura Waters says it can be even harder during a global pandemic.
It's a very stressful time, and now adding on coronavirus, that definitely amplifies it a lot more.
Which Waters says can increase the risk of developing postpartum depression.
One of the biggest things that I usually tell my moms whenever they are experiencing baby blues or postpartum depression is to actually get out and be with people.
Unfortunately, Waters says most of those opportunities aren't available under the stay-at-home order, but says
there are other ways that we can help them deal with their symptoms. Talk with your partner and your family about your symptoms so that they can help you watch and monitor to make sure that things are getting better instead of worsening.
Kimberly Costello of the Doula Foundation says her organization exists to help families in need.
They already have these situations that they are working through. And so when you add to that, the COVID-19 pandemic can actually put a lot of stress on their pregnancy and on their early parenthood as well.
Costello says the group now offers virtual support 24/7.
Answering calls of stress and anxiety, what to expect at the hospital, what to expect when I bring my newborn home.
She says the services are free and available to anyone who needs them.
We want the hospitals and our medical professionals focusing on the virus and focusing on helping those in need with the virus.
Costello says the goal is to ensure no mother has to go through this alone.
Well, if you don't have anyone to be in the delivery room with you, the foundation has doulas who can be present as your one approved person. Costello says the group is also starting a free Daddy Doulas virtual class today, focused on empowering birth partners to support their loved one through pregnancy, labor, birth, and postpartum. Visit our website at ozarksfirst.com for a complete list of the Doula Foundation's services and support.
All right, thank you, Nija. Over the course of the pandemic, we've received hundreds of questions and comments about how the coronavirus is affecting people. One group being impacted is paraprofessionals. Although not licensed, they generally assist teachers in the classroom, supervise kids outside of the classroom, and help with administrative support. Two women recently reached out to us concerned that they will run out of paid leave while school is online right now. We wanted to clear up some of the confusion. Springfield Public Schools says right now there are more paraprofessionals in the school district than they can use. The district has several leave options available for staff members currently without work. First, if a family member has the coronavirus or symptoms, an employee can take paid emergency leave. If not, paras will have to use their accrued paid time off, including sick days and vacation.
No questions asked, they're able to use any and all of the leave that they have accrued. And then beyond that, if they would like to access extended leave options, we are going to make that available to them.
Hall says employees will be able to use advanced paid time off from the next fiscal year. He also says if any paraprofessionals have questions about advanced leave, they can contact the HR department.
Governor Mike Parson gave us an exclusive interview yesterday talking about the response to COVID-19 and the steps to reopen Missouri. It's over on ozarksfirst.com in its entirety. He also gave us, though, some thoughts on tourism and the popular tourist areas like Branson that are shut down, losing out on millions that normally come into the city. The governor says he would like to offer aid to the tourism business, but it's likely not possible because it's such a financially challenging time for everyone. He's hopeful places like Branson could benefit when travel restrictions are eased, since it's often a regional destination.
The one thing I do think about tourism in Missouri, where we may have a little bit of a way we could do, because I think till people get really comfortable about taking another trip, are they going to stay in hotel rooms, are they going to fly? I think maybe that's one advantage we can take of trying to make sure people go to vacation spots or tourist spots here within the state, that they do that one tank drive or they drive somewhere in the state.
This week, the Branson Chamber of Commerce formed a task force to look at ways to help the industry once vacationers come back and people get back to work.
And we've got dry roads as that sun is starting to come up in Springfield this morning, but it's cold out there too. Temperatures are at 32 degrees with another round of freeze warnings and frost advisories in place. Details on a brief warm up coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.